Jo Holmes here with BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching. I want to tell you a story because it popped into my head the other day when I was walking our property and I saw a tiny little apple tree that we have with one apple on it. That was it, one. But seeing that totally made me flash back to either when I was a child or a young adult, and it was either a movie that I saw or a TV show. So let me tell you about it, but let me start with a proper introduction. So I'm Connie Jo Holmes, the founder of BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching, and my mission with my company is to teach individuals how to confidently and courageously move from reacting to life to owning your life. And this story that I'm about to tell you is a great example of how you can own your life. And it's about believing. So I'm totally going from memory here because I don't remember if it was a movie, a show. I don't even remember how old I was, but I remember seeing something on the TV screen. And so if anyone, when I tell this story, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, please put it in the comments because it was so inspirational for me that, granted, I forgot about it, but I don't know, 30 years later maybe, it popped back into my head when I saw a single little apple on an apple tree. So how the story goes, as I recall it, was there was this man who was quite sick, and so he was in a hospital. And, he was there for so long that he ended up, becoming friends with some of the nurses and stuff. And so there was this one nurse who was his favorite. And so they would, talk a lot at night and stuff like that. And outside of his window, there was a tree. And the season was fall, but it was turning into winter. And he would watch all of the leaves fall off of that tree. And I can imagine now, symbolically, he was watching that thinking, this tree is, letting go of its leaves and, going to be going dormant for the winter. But I'm sure he was probably equating that to his life, like every day he was in the hospital, probably feeling like he was closer and closer to dying. And so he would share these stories with the nurse. And it came one day that there was one single leaf left on that tree. And so he told the nurse, he said, you know what? He said, when that final leaf falls off, he said, I'm going to die the next day. I know it is. That tree is representing me and, me being in this hospital. Well, the nurse, knowing what she knew that if he could just hold on and get over that hump, that he would actually be okay. And so, she was telling him to, to probably try and change his thinking and that type of thing. But he was adamant, no, when that leaf falls off, that's when my life is going to end. And so sure enough, what she ended up doing, whether it was her herself or she hired it out, but she actually, if I remember right, it was like, maybe it was an alleyway or something like that was the window that he looked into. And so there was a brick wall. And so somehow they were able to paint behind the tree a leaf, so it would look like that leaf was always on that tree. So even when the real leaf fell off, it looked like it was still there because someone painted it behind it. And so sure enough, because that leaf never fell off, this guy never died. And just as the nurse knew, the longer he could hold on, he would get over that hump and he would be okay. And sure enough, that's what happened. So granted, this is memory from probably 35 years ago, so I could have just massacred that story, but that's how I recall it happening. But right, wrong, and different, if I totally made it up or botched it, I don't really think so though. But the message with all of this is belief. That man believed so strongly that his life was connected to, the leaves on that tree. And because that one leaf never let go, he never let go. So isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it. And so that is one thing that I want to talk about today, which is, I always say, let's go from reacting to life to owning our life. And so one way to own our life is to really, have strong, healthy, productive beliefs that we really feel in our core that really guide our lives. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that story. It's kind of fun to recount it. And it's so funny that me just seeing a tiny little apple tree in our yard and seeing one lone apple just vroom, it just brought back this memory to me. And I thought, you know what? I want to share this story. So I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.